Hi, very good evening to all. My name is Bhavana and our subject is foreign trade. This is for the BCom students for first year in first semester for general students only. In the yesterday class, we discussed what are the European Union. If you have any doubts regarding to this topic, let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts. And today our topic is monetary union. What is a monetary union? See here. Monetary union are groups of countries which share a currency. Means monetary union is useful for the sharing of currency. Up to now we discuss exchanging of goods and services and also labor etc. But today our concept is monetary union means sharing of the countries. Sharing of currency between two countries or more than two countries. So what are the restrictions we are reducing or what are the benefits we are providing? Let's see here. Monetary union are the groups of countries which share a currency, means it is mainly based upon the sharing of currency. Usually they share geographical borders, means in geographical those countries which are geographically close to each other and those which have the similar policies have exchanged their money also, but not always. Means usually means more than they share the currency with geographical borders only, but not always. They also have close trade and other financial relationships, means not only for sharing of currency but also they have a close trade relationships. Trade relationship means exchanging of goods and services, means imports and exports, and also other financial relationships, means if any country wants capital the other country will provide the capital, or if any country wants investment the opposite country have to provide investment. Not only for sharing currency, they maintain a good relationship with according to the trade and financial relationships. Next, the monetary union is a group of two or more countries, means the how many countries can form a monetary union means two or more countries with a single currency or different currencies, means these two countries are following a single currency or different currencies, having a fixed mutual exchange, monitored and controlled by the one central bank or several central banks. Means for every country there is a one central bank, so likewise here also there is a one central bank or more than one central bank with closely coordinate monetary policy, but they are closely related with the monetary policy only. The monetary union is a group of two or more currencies. It is a group of two or more currencies with a single currency or different currencies. These two countries have followed the single currency or different currencies, having a fixed mutual exchange rate, but they have a fixed mutual exchange rate. What is the fixed mutual exchange rate means when they want to share the currency they have to be fixed at a particular rate, so for that rate only they have to exchange their currencies. And monitored, and these are monitored. We required for the monitoring of this policy we required one central bank, or these countries has follow one central bank or more than one central bank based on their rules and restrictions with closely coordinated with monetary policies, but they have to be follow the monetary policies. Already we know that when two countries come together for exchanging of currency or goods they form some policies, so these policies have to be followed to each and every country. This monetary union is also known as currency union or common currency area. What is this? We can say there are two names for the monetary union, that is currency, you can say currency union or common currency area. These two are the different names for the monetary union. Monetary unions are group of countries. They are the group of countries which share a currency. They form mainly for sharing of the currency. Usually they share geographical borders, means they mainly share the geographical borders, but not always. We can't say but not always. They also have close trade and other financial relationships, means they have to maintain very close trade, means exchanging of goods and services, and also they maintain the financial relationships. The monetary union is a group of two or more countries. It is a group of two or more countries with a single currency or different currency, but having a mutual fixed exchange rate, monitored and controlled by one central bank or several central banks with closely coordinated with monetary policies. Next, this monetary union is also known as monetary union. They have two different names, that are currency union or common currency area. This is about the monetary union. Now we are discussing what are the benefits of the forming a monetary union. There are some benefits for forming a monetary union. Let's see here. Forming a monetary union carries the following benefits. By forming a monetary union, when two or more countries, those countries which are geographically close to each other, are those countries which are following the same policies, they come together for exchanging of currency. For the exchange of currency, there are some benefits. The merchants, means the people who are exchanging the currency of foreign trade, need worry about the unexpected movement of exchange rates. Means the main problem for exchanging of currency is interest rates. Means one country is differ from the another country, but the risk in price fluctuations is eliminated. But while forming a monetary union, there is a no risk. Means if one country currency has increases when compared to the other country currency has decreases, then the other country will get losses. This kind of risk is not happen when these countries when form a monetary union. So here the risk is eliminated by forming the monetary union. This is the first and foremost benefit. What is the benefit? The merchants of foreign trade needs worry about the unexpected movements of exchange rate. Means once the exchange rate will increases, once the exchange rate will decreases. It mainly based upon the our stock rates. So for that there is a risk, but while forming a monetary union, we are easily avoid these risks. So risk in price fluctuations is eliminated. We can eliminate our price fluctuation. So we can say it is the one of the advantage while forming a monetary union. Next, international trade is promoted among members of monetary union. Those countries who are form a monetary union, they can enjoy the international trade. Means they can easily exchanging the goods because his monetary rate is fixed. So both countries do not have any risk. For that they can exchange their goods easily without any fear. So it is also one of the advantage. International trade is promoted. For that reason we can promote our international trade. In which way we can promote? Means here our exchange rates is fixed, there is no change in our currency. So for that reason, if one country thinks like that, I want to sell my goods to other country, because there is no risk for exchanging of goods. So that's why we can promote our international trade too. And third advantage is exchange rate stability encourages volume of trade and investments. Not only these member countries, exchange rate stability. Here the exchange rate is stable, means it is fixed. There is no change in exchange rate. While two countries when exchanging the goods, they are fixed at the particular point. So when the rate increases or decreases, they have to follow this fixed rate only. For that they can increase their trade and also investment. Trade means exchanging of goods and services. Investment means here they exchanging investment too. So it is also one of the advantage. Exchanging trade for based on the price stability, we have to encourage our trade and investments too. Next, a fully common currency directly reflects the reduction of transaction cost. Means here for the stability of exchange rate, we can reduce our transaction cost too, because each and every country following the same currency, for that currency there is no transaction cost, because two countries are following the same exchange rate. For that we can reduce our transaction cost too. So it is also one of the advantage. A fully common currency, fully common means here the two countries are following the same currency. Example, we can say euro currency directly reflects the reduction of transaction cost. Means we can reduce our transaction cost. Means suppose our Indian currency want to convert it into some other country like US currency, we have to pay some transaction cost. But here while some countries to form a monetary union, we are unable to pay, means there is no need to pay for the transaction cost. So for that we can save this transaction cost too. So we can say it is also one of the advantage. What are the benefits when the countries form a monetary union? The merchants, the people who are doing this business of trade, of foreign trade, need not worry about the fluctuations in prices. So we can say it is also one of the advantage. And we can promote the international trade based on the stability of exchange rate, and also we can increase the trade and investments too, and we can also reduce the transaction cost. So these are all the benefits. These are all the benefits while forming a monetary union. While these benefits, there are some criticisms too. What are the criticisms? Let's see here. Even though monetary union provides some benefits, likely and any other system is also suffers from following criticisms. Means even though while forming a monetary union we can provide some benefits. What are the benefits? We can increase the trade, and we can reduce our transaction cost, and we can increase our investments to based on stability of the stability of the prices. There is no risk for exchanging of goods and services, so the countries can exchange the goods and services very easily. According to their benefits, there are some criticisms too. The member countries of the union may lose control over national monetary policy. The member countries of the union means those who are forming monetary policy. There are lot of benefits for forming a monetary union. At the same time, there are some criticisms too. What are the criticisms? The member countries of the union may lose control over the national monetary policy. Means they are saying those the countries who form the monetary union, they lose their monetary policy. Means every country has some monetary policies. India has also some monetary policy. But when you become a member in monetary union, so we have to lose. Means there is no separate monetary policy for our country, so it is also one of the disadvantage. Next, the different economic conditions, that is boom and recession features of participating countries in the union are affected with the common currency. Means suppose our Indian currency at the present has hike when compared to the other currency, and our Indian currency is low when compared to the US currency at some time, so we are not able to enjoy like increasing or decreasing our currency. So we can say it is also one of the disadvantage. We are maintaining stable currency, for that we are unable to increase our revenue. Means we don't know about the currency in Indian's currency is in which position. So we can say it is also, they are saying it is also one of the disadvantage. What they are saying, the different economic conditions, based on economic conditions only our currency will increase or currency will decrease. So boom means increase and recession means decrease. So increase and decrease features of participating countries in this union means those who are participating in the monetary union, they are unable to enjoy the boom and recession of their currency value in compared to the international trade. So they are saying it is also one of the disadvantage. And there is every possibility that the motivation for monetary union, they are saying every possibility there is a motivation for the monetary union is not in economic but in political policy. Means in economically there is not motivation, but when compared to the political there is a motivation. Makes seems the value monetary union as a stepping stone towards the greater political integration. Means for every country the monetary policy is the stepping stone for increasing our economic growth, but while forming a monetary union we are losing the monetary policy. So they are saying it is also one of the similar disadvantage, quite distant from its economic implication. It is different from its economic implications. Next, the physical restrictions provide difficult for many countries of participations and were loosely enforced. Means there are so many restrictions while following the same currency. So each and every country has followed the restrictions. Means in physical policy also the monetary union can form a restrictions. So each and every country have to follow the restrictions. This monetary union in many ways resembles a fixed exchange rate regime. Means whatever happened, we have to be fixed with the fixed exchange regime, whereby countries retain distinct national currencies but agree to adjust the relative supply of these maintain a desired rate of exchange. Means each and every country have different exchange currency values, but when those participating countries who form to a monetary union have to adjust and do trade with stable exchange policy only, they are saying it is also one of the disadvantage. And the monetary union enables the participating countries to switch to a new currency and eliminate the transaction cost in exchanging currencies in carrying out international transactions. But they are while the participating countries those form a monetary union, they are not able to pay the transaction cost too. So transaction cost is one type of revenue to one country. While forming in a monetary union we are unable to receive this revenue. So they are saying it is also one of the disadvantages when those countries have to form a monetary union. The monetary union enables the participating countries, those countries who are participating enables they want to be switch off. Means they have to be followed the strict stable exchange rate only. And also there is the countries, those who are exchanging the currency, they don't want to pay the transaction cost. Some countries treats this transaction cost revenue is a one type of revenue. These countries lose this revenue, so it is also one of the disadvantages. While forming a monetary union, there are advantages and disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? First, they lose the monetary policy control. Those countries who are participating in monetary union, they lose their monetary policy control. Next, while when compared to the other countries, there is a boom and recession participate in currencies. We also lose and enjoy the boom and recession of our currency rates. Next, this monetary policy is completely based on political factors. Here we are losing our monetary policy, so they are saying it is one of the disadvantage. And next, physical, there are so many, when compared to this, there are so many restrictions for exchanging of the currency. So here we are losing our physical policy too. Mainly the main advantage is there is a strict restrictions of stable exchange rate. For this stable exchange rate, those countries who have high value of currency, they are unable to enjoy their currency value. At the same time, those countries which are exchanging the currency, we receive some revenue in case of transaction cost. So these countries are unable to receive this transaction cost. They are feeling it is also one of the disadvantage. This is complete view about the monetary union. We discuss what is a monetary union. For exchanging of currency only, they have two or more countries come together. Those countries which are geographically close to each other and which have the same similar policies come together to form a monetary union for exchanging of money. Not only exchanging of money, but very good relationships of trade and financial transactions. Like this, there are some advantages. The merchants can exchange their currency and also increase the foreign trade very easily. And also we can promote our international trade, and also we have to maintain stable exchange rate. For this, no country is unable to face risk, and also there is a elimination of the transaction cost. These are all the advantages. According to advantages, we discuss the criticisms. I hope you understand this lecture. If you have any doubt till up to now, please let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts. Thank you so much.